Hello students, this is Purvi here. Today we are going to talk about the 6th chapter from Business Studies Part 1, that is staffing. Concept of staffing. Staffing is the management process just after planning and selection of the organization structure. Staffing may be defined as the process of hiring and developing the required personnel to fill in various positions in the organization. It implies placing right person at the right job. This function of management is concerned with determining the manpower requirement, selection, placement, training, and compensation of employees of an enterprise. It helps in filling and keeping filled the positions in the organization structure. It goes on as a continuous process because new jobs are created every time, as employees may leave the organization off and on, and also because of growth and diversification in an organization. Let us talk about need or importance of staffing. Now, staffing helps in obtaining component personnel. It means that it ensures the availability of the most suitable and capable person for various jobs. Also, it helps in delivering higher performance. By placing the right person at the right job, it ensures that better performance is delivered. Staffing helps in continuous survival and growth. Staffing ensures the continuous survival and growth of the enterprise through the successive planning of building managers. Also, it helps in avoiding overmanning, underutilization of manpower, and high labor cost. It also helps in preventing the disruption of work by indicating in advance about the likely shortage of employees. Also, planning and staffing helps in improving job satisfaction by providing fair remuneration and regular assessment, which helps in achieving organizational goals. Now, staffing as a part of human resource management. Staffing function deals with the human element of management. It is important because the performance of an organization depends upon its human resource, its competence and motivation. But as organization grow and number of employees increase, a separate department called Human Resource Department is formed. It consists of specialists for all areas related to human resource management. Staffing includes many specialized activities to be performed by HR personnel, which can be recruitment, analyzing jobs and preparing job description, developing compensation and incentive plans, training and development of employees, maintaining labor relations and union management relations, handling grievances and complaints, providing social security and welfare of employees, and defending the company in lawsuits and avoiding legal complications. So therefore, staffing is basically extended human resource management in order to attain specialization in the area of human resource. Evolution of human management resource. Now, human resource management has emerged from the significant developments like during the phase of industrial revolution, emergence of trade unions led to the need of a person who could act as a mediator between workers and owners. Thus, the concept of labor welfare officer was emerged. Also, with the introduction of factory system, thousands of workers got employed under one roof. The responsibility of hiring and maintaining staff was assigned to personnel officer, which was later on called personnel manager. As well as human relations approach recognized human factor as vital for the success of an organization. Due to emergence of fast changes in technology, skill development and training, human resource came to be regarded as a valuable resource. Thus, the concept of human resource manager came into existence. Let us talk about the staffing process. The staffing process begins with estimating the requirement of human resource and exploring different sources from where they can be obtained. Furthermore, it aims to provide training to the selected employees for personal development, compensation, and career planning to retain them in the organization. Staffing process is broadly divided into 8 steps. The first is estimating the manpower requirements. Now, the first step involves forecasting and determining the nature and kind of manpower required by the organization in future. It involves workload analysis and workforce analysis. Workload analysis helps a manager to assess the number and type of human resources necessary to perform various jobs in the organization, whereas workforce analysis helps him to know the number and type already available. A comparison of the two helps to know the actual requirement of manpower. It also helps to reveal whether the organization is understaffed or overstaffed. Further, job description is done by specifying the desired qualification, experience, training, and personal characteristics required for various job positions. The second step for staffing process is recruitment. Now, it may be defined as a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. The objective of recruitment is to create a pool of prospective candidates from which the best candidate can be selected. There are many resources for recruitment such as advertisement, casual callers, direct recruitment, etc. The third step is selection. In this step, right candidate is chosen for the right job from the pool of candidates obtained through recruitment. This process ensures that the organization gets best among available, and it enhances the self-esteem and prestige of those who are selected. The fourth step is placement and orientation. Placement means occupying the post or position for which the person has been selected. Orientation or induction implies introducing the selected employee to other employees and familiarizing him with rules and policies of the organization by giving him a brief presentation about the company, his superiors, subordinates, and colleagues. The fifth step of staffing process is training and development. This step involves improving job knowledge, skills, and attitudes of employees on a regular basis so that they may perform their jobs efficiently. Apart from this, training helps in career building and increasing motivation of employees. It may be done while doing work, that is on the job, or before doing work, that is off the job. The sixth step is performance appraisal. It means evaluating an employee's current or past performance against the predetermined standards. In this step, the capability of the employee is judged, which helps them to know the standards, provide feedback, and helps the manager to decide their future career prospects. The seventh step is promotion and career planning. Now it becomes necessary for all the organizations to address career-related issues and promotional avenues for their employees. This will prove to be beneficial for both an employee and the organization, as it will result in increased employee satisfaction and productivity, which would serve long-term interest of the organization. The last step of staffing process is compensation. It means all forms of pay or rewards given to an employee. It may be in the form of direct financial payments like wages, salaries, incentives, commissions, etc., or indirect payments such as insurance, free housing, vacations, etc. Let us talk about the meaning and various sources of recruitment. Recruitment may be defined as the process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. The objective of recruitment is to create a pool of prospective candidates from which the best candidate can be selected. Recruitment is regarded as a positive process as it invites a large number of candidates towards the organization. Now, various activities which can be involved in the process of recruitment could be identification of sources of labor supply, assessing their validity, choosing the most suitable source, and inviting applications for prospective candidates. The various sources for recruitment could be internal sources as well as external sources. Now discuss about both these sources in detail. Internal sources of recruitment. Internal sources refer to recruitment from within the organization, from the existing staff and employees. The important internal sources of recruitment can be transfer, promotion, and layoffs. Transfer refers to shifting an employee to a similar job with no change in salary, status, and responsibility. Since it involves shifting the employee from one job to another, one shift to another, or one department to another, it may lead to changes in duties and working conditions only. It has a horizontal movement of employees, which also helps in the training of employees and filling deficiency of one department with the surplus of the another. Promotion refers to as shifting an employee to a higher post carrying higher salary, status, and responsibility. It is a vertical shifting of employees which helps to increase the motivation and satisfaction of employees. Let us talk about the various merits of internal sources. Now, the advantage of internal sources that it helps in employee motivation. Promotion to a higher level motivates the employee for better performance and leads to satisfaction of employees. The process of selection and placement becomes simpler as the background of the candidate is already known. Transfer from one job to another facilitates training of employees. Employees selected from within the organization do not need induction training. It helps to fulfill the deficiency of one department with the surplus of the another. Recruitment from internal sources does not require much time, money, and effort. Therefore, it is inexpensive. Limitations of internal sources. Now, recruitment from internal sources does not bring fresh talent into the organization. Also, when employees are sure of time-bound promotions, they become lethargic. Competitive spirit among the employees may be hampered as well. When employees are transferred frequently to different jobs, it results in reduced productivity, and a new enterprise cannot avail the benefit of this source. External sources. External sources refer to recruitment from the outside of an organization, as all positions cannot be filled from within the organization. Let us talk about the method of external sources recruitment. Now, the first method is direct recruitment. Under this, a notice is placed on the notice board of the enterprise specifying the details of the jobs available. Job seekers assemble outside the premises of the organization on a specific date and selection is done on the spot. It is usually used to employ casual or badly workers who are paid remuneration on daily wages. The merit of using this method is that it is inexpensive and does not involve any cost. The second method is casual callers. Many business organizations keep a database of unsolicited applicants in their files. Such files can be recalled to fill the recruitment for current vacant positions in the organization. The major merit of using this source is that it is an inexpensive method of recruitment. The third method is advertisement. Now, advertising in newspapers and trade journals is a common method for encouraging people to apply for jobs. The advantage of using advertising in that it can give a lot of information about the job as well as the company. But sometimes it may lead to a flood of response largely made up of applicants from unsuitable candidates. The fourth method is employment exchange. These are run by government and help to match personal demand and supply by serving as a link between job seekers and employers. Since records of these exchanges are not up to date, candidates referred by them may not be suitable. The fifth method is placement agencies and management consultants. These agencies provide a nationwide service in matching personnel demand and supply. They compile the biodata of large number of candidates and provide them to organization on demand. Such agencies charge a fee for the service they provide to organizations. The sixth method is campus recruitment. Many organizations maintain a close link with universities, vocational and management institutes in order to recruit fresh talent and qualified personnel. On one hand, it gives good opportunities to freshers to be employed in reputed firms, and on the other hand, provide qualified manpower is a cost-effective way. The seventh method is recommendations of employees. Now, employees of an organization recommend the names of their friends, relatives and neighbors, which prove to be a good external source of recruitment. It is a reliable source as the background of the suggested candidate is well known. The seventh method is labor contractors. They maintain close contacts with laborers and they can provide large number of workers at short notice. A major drawback of using this source is that if there occurs a conflict with the contractor, the entire workforce quits from the work. The ninth method is advertising on television. Advertising through television allows enterprises to teach a large number of people, providing detailed information regarding the job as well as the company. And the last methodology is web publishing. Now, internet is becoming a common source of recruitment these days. There are many websites like Naukri.com, Monster.com, TimesJobs.com, etc. designed to provide information to both job seekers and employers. Let us talk about the merits of external sources. An organization can attract highly qualified personnel through external sources. Also, external sources create a large pool of candidates to choose from for the organization. Thus, it gives us a wider choice. External sources helps to bring fresh talent into the organization. And new entrants and qualified freshers creates competitive spirit and helps to improve performance. Various limitations of external sources. Recruiting from external sources may create dissatisfaction among the existing staff as their chances of promotion are reduced. Also, recruitment from external sources involves a lot of time and efforts of the managers. Therefore, it becomes a very lengthy process to recruit people from external sources. Recruitment from external sources also involves a lot of expenditure on advertising, selection, and other processes. Therefore, it becomes a costly process. Meaning of selection. Selection is the process of carefully screening the candidates so as to identify and choose the most suitable persons for the job. It involves a series of tests, interviews, and examination in order to generate a contract of employ containing the terms and conditions of employee in the organization. Selection is regarded as a negative process as it involves elimination of candidates at every step. Dale Order has to define that selection is the process of choosing from among the candidates from within the organization or from the outside the most suitable person for the current position or for the future position. While David and Robbins say that selection is a managerial decision process as to predict which job applicants will be successful if hired. And Stone has to say that selection is the process of differentiating between applicants in order to identify and hire those with a greater likelihood of success in a job. Selection process. Now the selection process consists of 8 different steps. The first step is preliminary screening. It helps the manager to eliminate unqualified or unfit job seekers based on the information supplied in the application forms. The second step is selection test. An employment test is a mechanism, either a paper and a pencil test or an exercise that attempts to measure certain characteristics of individuals. These characteristics range from aptitudes such as manual diversity, manual dexterity, to intelligence, to personality, etc. There could be various types of selection tests like intelligence test, which is a psychological test used to measure the level of intelligence of an individual and his ability to take decisions. Aptitude test, again, which is a psychological test used to measure the potential of an individual to learn new skills. Personality test, it is a type of test that provides cues regarding a person's emotions, reactions and value systems. Trait test, which is a test used to measure the existing skills of an individual to perform a job. And interest test, which is a test used to know the interest or involvement of a person in other activities. The third step is employment interview. Interview is a formal and in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate the applicant's suitability for the job. Through an interviewer seeks to obtain maximum information about the interviewee, and interviewee seeks information about the job and the company. The fourth step is reference and background checks. Many employers request names, addresses and telephone numbers of references for the purpose of verifying information and gaining additional information on an applicant. These references can be teachers, lecturers, previous employers and professors who can give additional information about the candidate. The fifth step is selection decision. The final decision has to be made from among the candidate who passed the tests, interviews and reference check. The sixth step is medical examination. After the selection decision and before the job offer, the candidate is required to undergo a medical fitness test. The job offer is given to the candidate only if the candidate is physically and mentally fit for the job. The seventh step involves job offering. The next step in the selection process is job offer to those applicants who have passed all the previous hurdles. It is made through a letter of appointment to confirm his acceptance and communicating to him the reporting and time. And the last step of selection process is contract of employment. When a candidate accepts the job offer, the contract of employment is made. It is in a written form and includes job title, duties, responsibilities, date when employment starts, and basis for calculating service, rates of pay, allowances, hours of work, leave rules, sickness, grievance procedures, etc. The candidate also fills up the attestation form giving the necessary details. Training, education and development. Training is any process by which the aptitudes, skills and abilities of employees to perform specific jobs are increased. It is a process of learning new skills and application of knowledge possessed. While education is the process of increasing the knowledge and understanding of employees, which develops a logical and rational mind to understand relationship between variables. It also helps to develop the capacities of analysis, synthesis and objectivity. While development refers to the learning opportunities designed to help employees enhance their personality. It helps individuals to progress towards maturity, not only to become good employees but also good human beings. Training and development. Training and development improve the present and future performance of employees. They increase employees' ability to perform through learning by changing the employees' attitude and by increasing their knowledge. Now, there are two basic importance of training and development. The first is that it benefits the organization. Now, training is a systematic learning, always better than hit and trial methods, which leads to wastage of efforts and money. It also enhances employee productivity both in terms of quantity and quality and leading to higher profits. Also, training equips the future manager who can take over in case of emergency. Training increases employee morale, reduces absenteeism and employee turnover, and it helps in obtaining effective response to fast changing environment. The second importance of training and development is that it benefits the employees. Now, improved skills and knowledge due to training leads to better career of an individual. Increased performance by the individual helps him to earn more. Also, training makes the employee more efficient to handle machines, thus less prone to accidents. And lastly, training increases the satisfaction and morale of employees. Methods of training. Now, there are basically two types of method, that is on the job methods and off the job methods. On the jobs method. It refers to those methods that are applied to the workplace while the employee is actually working. The concept underlying on the job methods is learning while doing. Some important on the job methods of training are apprenticeship programs, coaching, internship training, job rotation and induction training. Apprenticeship programs put the trainee under the guidance of master worker such as plumbers, electricians, carpenters, etc. The trainee works along with the master worker for a specified period to acquire a higher level of skill. In coaching, the superiors guide and instruct the trainee as a coach. The coach counsels or suggests how to achieve goals periodically, reviews the trainee's progress and suggests changes required in behavior and performance. The trainee works directly with a senior manager and manager takes full responsibility for the trainee's coaching. Internship training is a joint program of training in which Educational institutions and business firms cooperate in order to impart training to selected candidates. People can acquire practical knowledge by working in factories and firms and are able to handle recurring problems effectively. Job creation involves shifting of employees from one job to another or one department to another or from one shift to another. This helps the employee to learn varied skills to do a variety of jobs. It also helps him to interact with other employees, leading to better coordination between departments and facilitating transfers and promotion of employees. Induction training is a type of training given to help a new employee in settling down quickly into the job by becoming familiar with the people, the surrounding, the job and the business. The duration of such type of training may be from few hours to a few days. Off-the-jobs method. Off-the-job methods are used away from the workplace. It means learning before doing. Some important off-the-job methods of training are classroom lectures or conferences, films, case study taken from actual experiences of organization, computer modeling, vestibule training, and programmed instruction. Classroom lecture or conference lecture approach is well adapted to convey specific information, rules, procedures, or methods. The use of audio visuals or demonstrations can often make a formal classroom presentation more interesting and help in clarifying difficult points. Films can provide information and demonstrate those skills that are not easily represented by other techniques. If used along with conference method, it becomes more effective. Case study represent an accurate figure of real life problems that managers have faced. Trainees study the cases to determine problems and analyze causes, develop alternative solutions, select the best alternative and implement it. While computer modeling stimulates the work environment by programming a computer to initiate some of the realities of the job and allows to take experience of real life situations without incurring high risk or cost. Vestibule training, in this employees learn their jobs on the equipment they will be using, but the training is conducted away from the actual work floor. Actual work environments are created in a classroom and employees use the same materials, files and equipments. This is usually done when employees are required to handle sophisticated machinery and equipment. Programmed instruction is the method of information in which information is broken into meaningful units and arranged logical and sequential learning package. The trainee goes through these units by answering or filling the blanks from simple to complex. So students, this was the 6th chapter from Business Studies. Thank you.